Hi there, and welcome back to another episode on self-awareness with me, Gretchen Smith. I'm your holistic spiritual coach here with Life Grove Media. So if you haven't already tuned in, this is actually my third episode on self-awareness. So you may want to circle back and revisit the other two episodes on self-awareness. But today we're going to talk about self-awareness, but in addition to that, we're going to talk about two things that one can hinder you when it comes to self-awareness, and the second is actually something that can completely elevate you and bring you into a whole new heightened awareness, which is absolutely magical. So the first thing I want to talk about today is actually distraction and how distraction is showing up in your life. So if we're looking to be more enlightened or more in tune, in touch with ourselves, really get into a spiritual depth, then distraction is something that's really going to hold you back. As a matter of fact, it's the number one thing, and it shows up in all of our lives. It shows up in mine as well. We all each use this differently. So it really keeps us from truly facing life and what is happening in our life, and especially those really hard things. That's why people turn to things like binge eating and alcohol and other forms of distraction, addictive behaviors, and so on. So distraction can actually not only get you away from your authentic self and your sense of awareness, but it can also do harm in other ways too. But honestly, that's not really the focus of this video in particularly. With the past episodes, we focused a little bit on our self-awareness when it comes to the words that we're saying or going throughout our day, reviewing those 4 stages of consciousness. And distraction is one of those where you're completely, in an unconscious state and you're just vegging out and numbing out on whatever it may be. So that is definitely one of the biggest hinders. Now, the single most important thing you can do to really hone in and leverage your self-awareness, especially when it comes to spirituality, is meditation. Meditation is definitely the number one thing that you can do. So I'm going to run you through a little simple exercise in case you're not a seasoned meditator, but even if you are, I promise you, you can get a little something out of this. So I'm going to recommend that you try to meditate for about 5 to 15 minutes a day. If you're a seasoned meditator and you really enjoy meditation, then even longer is fine. But if you're just starting out, let's just start out with 5 minutes a day. And I want you just to really start with anchoring your breath and noticing your breath and taking some really calm, deep breaths down into your belly, way deep down, holding it for a second, and then breathing out through your nose. And just repeat that behavior a few times, allowing your body to really calm and get centered and relax. So using your breath as an anchor, focusing on your inhale and focusing on your exhale. Once you do that and you have a little bit more of a sense of calm and peace, then I'd like you to really start focusing on the body. This is essential because often when we're busy, as we are in the modern day, then we lose sense of our body. We really do. We don't realize where we're carrying the stress. So we want to start at the crown, at the top of your head in your crown chakra, and just tune into that area and really feel the top of your head, and then moving all the way down through your body, from the crown down into the temples where we carry a lot of stress, into our neck and our shoulders. We often carry a lot of stress in our shoulders. And as we're going through our body, we just really, truly want to relax. Notice how everything feels. And then we want to go down all the way into our chest, our arms, and so on. I think you get the picture. So once we do the full body scan, then I'm going to ask you to keep focused on your anchor, which is your breath, and start just really focusing in on the mind. This is also very critical when it comes to awareness. So we're going to put all of our awareness on the mind. And as we meditate throughout the 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long you choose, really focus on the thoughts that are coming up for you. And if you get caught up in your thoughts, that's okay. That's perfectly normal. And honestly, before I started meditating, I thought I couldn't because I just thought my mind was too busy. But if we recognize a thought come in, just let it go. So once you do your 5, 10, 15 minutes, however long you meditate for, things are going to come up for you. This is where we really, truly get deep into self-awareness. We're going to notice how our body feels. We're going to notice various thoughts that come up during our session. And this is where sometimes things can actually just pop up and we can have a new understanding for. So really engaging in the practice of meditation is absolutely critical when it comes to the self-awareness process. Now, once you're finished with your meditation, if you have a piece of paper, you may want to jot this down because here is a little exercise that is really great for you when it comes to getting engaged with your awareness and really just going through the whole meditation process. So if you don't have paper, that's fine. Just make sure that you save this episode and come back to it as many times as you want to. But here are a few questions that, ask yourself. So when you're wrapping up with your meditation, ask yourself, how am I today? How was that meditation session for you today? In addition, were you able to keep your mind focused, or did you have monkey mind? Monkey mind is when our mind is really busy and we have lots of thoughts just popping in. So did you have any monkey mind? What were those thoughts that came up for you? Is it something that we try to keep ourselves distracted from, and maybe we truly need to address it? Or is it just random nonsense? Because that happens too. And how about our breath? Did you feel your breath? Did you feel it going in through your nose and down deep into your belly? And was that calming, or did you have other sensations? Did it tickle? There's going to be a lot of things that come up for you. So just make a note of it. Journal it. And then as you come back to this practice, just continue to notice what shows up for you when your mind is finally free of distraction. As you continue on and you continue with this meditation practice, you will notice that more inner knowingness, more self-awareness will show up for you. And your spirituality will begin to really, truly blossom. So I'm really anxious to hear how this episode turns out for you. If you resonate with it, if you actually do the process and things come up for you. Combined with just knowing the 4 steps of awareness and where you're spending your time, being more mindful and being more present and focusing on your time and what you're doing and what your thoughts are, as well as what you're saying, right? We talked about words last week and how we can raise our vibration and that words really truly matter. So you combine the awareness and the 4 stages with the vibration and raising our vibration, which, by the way, meditation raises your vibration. Distraction lowers your vibration. So that will really play a part into your whole engagement in spirituality and enlightenment. So take note of those things. Anyhow, as you go about your week this week or your day today, take note of what is distracting you. Are you numbing out on TV? I know that's probably my crutch. Sometimes I'll numb out on TV. Or are you numbing out on music or doing things that you shouldn't? What is your distraction? Be aware of that. so that you can correct that behavior? And then what is working positive for you? Is the meditation relaxing you and engaging you in your own self-awareness? Or what is popping up for you in your meditation? All right, drop me a note. Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.